Doing? My name is Fernando Quanas, and I did Everyday Use by Alice Walker. Here's a video link to the reading that I did. It was about 20 minutes long. Save you some the troubles of you reading. But if you do want to read, these are the best pictures I could have got from it since I couldn't find any online. So I had to take pictures and upload them through here. But I'm gonna fly right through this because there's a lot of information, and I'm gonna try to remain within the time frame. All right, the author. The author is obvious. Alice Walker. But a little bit background of her: she was born February 9th, 1944, and what she accomplished. Well, she's an American author and an activist, but she also won a National Book Award for one of her novels, The Color Purple. Some of you have read it, some of you not, but it's pretty good. And it also made a movie about it too. Her style of writing, to me, in my opinion, her style is heartwarming, cozy, and it's just overall feeling of warmth when reading her work, especially from everyday use. Following on with the character summary, the mother or mama, as referred into the story, mama's kind of an interesting character because she's more of like, she's living in a southern farm, and she's with two daughters, Dee and Maggie. Dee is considered to be like I guess in Dee's vision, the successful one, as like she's the oldest daughter of mama. She's very educated, the typical goes to college, comes back, all study and fancy. While Maggie's stayed at home, being the hardworking she is, and even described as unattractive by her mother. So those are the characters involved in this. Going along, setting a plot. This is the best picture I could find relating to how I believe the plot would have worked. Her farmhouse. It was around the time where segregation is either ended or is still, played out around areas of the United States. And overall, I think plot would be a man versus man between Maggie and Dee over the plots we're about to go over, and man versus self, as I believe it's also a realization of the mama who knows and sort of comes to realization of how love for the daughters are a little different or so on. But the themes, D D to me, as I put, as one of a theme because well, looking at how it starts, Maggie and Mama are waiting for her D to arrive, and they're both nervous. Is because they know D perceives as being better than both of them because she's studious in college and everything along with her, but D was also never happy at home, which is why she left to go somewhere else, and she even changed her name to Wagner or some. I couldn't pronounce it even if I tried. But Maggie was the youngest. She was burned in a house fire that deems and Dee does seem to look down Maggie and her mother since she, even though the church had paid for Dee to go to college. But it is evident that that the mom is proud of Dee for intelligence and her actually good looks too. But the differences is between, as said, looks and the way just they act. They're just so different, and it just starts when Dee arrives with her boyfriend wearing this African sort of outfit that she puts on, sporting some earrings and all. And she, as I mentioned, she changed her name to Wangero or something like that. And but even though Dee was actually named after her grandmother, and she's part of heritage, but she wanted to split away from that as well. And another one's heritage is, as this picture shows, is a quilt. Quilt was part of the what I was looking at as from the history of their family. Dee seems to have made a new heritage or developed her own, going apart from what they have had believed in, and the heritage that they and basically reject the actual heritage that she's actually from. And she kind of fails to understand, what the family's heritage and legacy is. As you can see, as she changed her own name and tries to be someone who she really isn't. And that's overall from what I could provide from the time frame. But overall, for me, this was a really interesting and pretty good um, story, and I do recommend anyone to look at it too, because overall, from the story, it's just Mama finally realizes that D came back was for more than just a visit. That she wanted the quill. She wanted all the things part of the heritage, even though she still strays from it and doesn't really truly appreciate the heritage. And instead, um, because Mama discovers that Dee only wants them used to decorations just to make her feel better. But at the end, Mama comes to the realization that maybe her thoughts about Dee and how loving is somewhat biased, and she realizes that the real one she liked was Maggie. Thank you.